much. Great. Great. I didn't think the tune was that good. Right. Good evening. My name's Stephen Frost, your compere for the evening, and welcome to Laughing Gas, the 4th International Comedy Festival here in Brighton. Before we start this evening's entertainment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you into a few show business secrets. The first one is, you can always tell the type of performer you've got in front of you by the way they use the microphone technique, okay? And for instance, if we had a typical sort of light entertainment performer, you know, bow tie, frilly shirt, all that stuff, you can always tell them because they always whip the microphone out, they hold it to the side like that, like that, like that. And they've got a groove in the palm of the hand there, which goes right on there like that. And it doesn't matter where they're from. If they're from Kent, they talk like this. They go, all right, yeah, all right, hey. Hey, and they do stuff like this. They go, hey, no, you, hey, hey, yeah. That's all they do, right? But then you get the alternative comedians. Now, they're a bit different because they don't dress up. They don't not believe in the glamour side of show business. You know, they sort of wear red shirts, denims, Doc Martens, slightly balding, but very sexy, I think you'll find. And they take the microphone out as well, right? But they hold it straight down because they're going to be serious, yeah? And that is the only difference between light entertainment and alternative comedy. That's light entertainment, that's alternative comedy, all right? It's the only difference. And the alternative comedians, they do jokes like, you know, like they do serious ones. They make pithy comments and social observations like drugs, right? Drugs aren't funny, right? Well, not the ones you're on, anyway, I can tell you that. I never, ever say ever 15 times in a row, because it's not funny, and I've just proved it. Never take drugs, right? Never take drugs, right? I never take drugs, right? I always pay for them, I never take them, right? That's the sort of thing they'll be doing. And then there'll be the American comedians, they like to have the microphone left in the stand so they can keep their hands free, so they can go, hey, yeah, ha, hey, ha, hey, yeah, ha, yeah, yeah. And the people in the audience are saying, what's he pointing at me for? I don't bloody know, I've never met him before in my life. So keep an eye out for all those different techniques, and you can tell the comedians straight away just from their microphone technique. And now it's time to meet the first performer tonight. So will you please put your hands together for impressionist John Thomson.
People often wonder why I became a comic. The answer is I went to drama school for 3 years and got bored of being an acorn growing into a tree. So I decided to do comedy and then got bored with hanging about with actors and thespians. So I got really interested in film. And recently I've been building up my film collection just to get impressions off. And recently I've been very lucky to get my hands on a Russian expressionist carry-on film. Now, they won't have actually hit the streets yet in Britain, but I'm very lucky to have the first edition of Trousers in my possession. Now, for those of you who obviously eagerly await this film, I'll give you a rough idea of what it's about. It sort of goes... Matron. What also is very popular at the moment are mafia films, all films based in and around the mafia. It started with The Godfather, it's just come up to date with Goodfellas, that kind of thing. What you'll find in mafia films very often is people are killed in cars, yeah? So they'll be waiting for a pickup, some kind of heist's going to happen. So they'll be sitting and go, hey, hey. The guy will get in the car, go, hey, what's the matter with you? Do you bring the money with you? Did you bring the $10,000 I asked you to? He goes, no, I didn't bring the money, I forgot. I didn't bring it, I'm terribly sorry. He goes, you're terribly sorry. I see, do you know what you have done? You have disrespected me, and there is only one thing I can do, and that is this. One thing that has always fascinated me in film is one of the people who gets the hardest times in film is Cheetah, in Tarzan films. You don't realise what a hard time he has, because all poor old Cheetah is allowed to say is... Anything, how are you, Cheetah? How was the jungle today? Poor old Cheetah, they arrive on script, right? You've got Tarzan there, you've got Jane there, you've got Jai, and poor old Cheetah sitting in his director's chair, feeling very sorry for himself. All right, Cheetah, what's up? Oh, look at this. Script, page 17. Page 56. Page 72. He said, ah, come on, cheer up, it's not all bad. Page 98, backward somersault and a... That's life, really. Another thing that's always fascinated me is voiceovers in films. And I know for a fact there's a bloke from Manchester called Tony. He talks like that, all right, how are you? And he does voiceovers, and let me sort myself out. He smokes quite heavily, Tony, because he does video trailers and cinema trailers for films. So he'll go in the studio and go, I'll just sort my voice out, all right.
Available on video soon. That's all right, I've got the voice now, it's brilliant. Vietnam. A new movie entitled Vietnam, The Untold Story, featuring a cast of thousands. Nam, a cemetery of the forgotten. Nam, a desolate waste ground of the youth. Nam, an overdone subject matter by American film companies. Naan, an unleavened bread you eat with a curry. Featuring Sean Connery.
Ah, Bronx. Telling me my character's in the Bronx. Oh dear. Can we station just outside Edinburgh?
Featuring Roger Moore.
Act? I see. You want me to act? Have you never heard of a stunt double?
Featuring Michael Caine.
Look here, I'm up to here with bloody jungles. Don't you bloody start. I'm not playing myself because I'm not wearing me bloody glasses. All right?
Featuring Dustin Hoffman. Featuring Donald Sinden. Oh, wonderful. A Kalashnikov 16mm semi-automatic rifle. Wonderful. Featuring Robert De Niro. Featuring Sylvester Stallone.
Hey, yo, I have to keep my shirt on for the entire movie?
Featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What do you mean I have to keep my shirt on for the entire movie?
Featuring Bruce Willis.
What do you mean I have to keep my shirt on for the entire movie?
And featuring Bob Hoskins. What do you mean I gotta take my shirts off?
Cheers. See you soon. Thanks a lot. You've been great. Thank you.
3 days every year, we let you run the network. We trust you. It's really not that tough.
George Penn, comedy.
Watch Comedy Central's 4th annual Cheap Labor Day weekend starting September 3rd at 7 a.m.
Hello. Hello. Hey, I went down the lanes. Went down the lanes today. Lovely, all the antique shops in the lanes. And I saw a dinky toy. A 1965 Lady Penelope car dinky toy. Right, unplayed with, in the box. Where did that come from? Posh kids. Posh kids from Hove. They get them, right? They get them for Christmas and go, no, I won't open it. I'll keep it as a future investment. Rubbish, right? The kid first thing you do, you get a dinky toy, rip open the box, take all the tyres off, paint it pink with your mum's nail varnish, beat the crap out of it with a hammer. Obviously, Mousetrap. Do you remember Mousetrap? Yeah. Mousetrap was a great game once. You get Mousetrap, you make it all up, you turn the little handle, the big boot goes boing, the ball goes, yeah, Mousetrap! And then you think, how can I break it? And the odds go, you're going to break that, aren't you? Yes, I am! Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. They do if you stamp on them! Captain Scarlet, do you remember him? Captain Scarlet, he's indestructible. Not if you boil him. But I tell you what, the best game, you remember, there's a best game, when it came out, it was so exciting. It came, I wasn't allowed one. It came out, it was the first video game ever. TV tennis in black and white. It was fantastic. I wasn't allowed one. My dad said, you're not having one, bloody rubbish. That will leave a tennis court on the television forever. And it did. You had the Coronation Street. There's a tennis court on there. And it was so exciting. Would you ever go to your mate's house? Great big console, this big, 2 buttons. And all the kids sitting around, and it was so fast. You'd play, and then the bat used to go. fantastic! And the ball would go... Well, I'll never make this, ping! Oh, God, I've missed! But now it's different. Now it's Nintendo, isn't it, right? I've got a 14-year-old cousin. Aren't teenagers crap? I've got a 14-year-old cousin, and he looks like Shaggy out of Scooby-Doo. He's 14, he's got no bones. He's been filleted. He stands like this. And all he does all day is play Nintendo. And I had to go, and I play Nintendo like this. I got 15. Is that good? But it's terrible being a teenager. And the best thing is you grow up, you stop being a teenager, and you start having sex. Sometimes when you are a teenager. If you're lucky. And you have this relationship, and it's wonderful, and you have a wonderful time. And no matter what relationship you're in, after 5 or 6 weeks, your partner says to you, why don't you come back to my house and meet my mum and dad? And you always go, okay. And you go back, and it's terrible. Because dads are monsters. You go back, meet the dad for the first time, the door's open, there's the dad. You're head to head like 2 rams, and you know the dad's going mad. The dad's thinking, he wants to shag my daughter! And you're shaking your head, you're shaking his hand thinking, I've shagged his daughter. I've actually finished in my relationship now. Wave of sympathy, you don't care, do you? And I tell you why we split up because of adverts on the television. And the adverts that did it for me were Tampax adverts. I'm watching very confused women come on and go, hello, I'm having a period. But I feel fresh, confident and dry. I wish I did. Women come on and go, hello, I'm having a period, but nevertheless, let's go rock climbing, yes, rock climbing, I'm rock climbing, I'm having a period, but nevertheless, gymnastics. Let's do some ballet. White clothes, I'm wearing white clothes. Why don't they make a real advert? Why don't they make a real advert with my ex-girlfriend wearing a flannelette nightie, my old cardigan, holding a hot water bottle on her stomach, a great big knife going, piss off! Piss off, yeah! That's time, Lightning. Very nice. Thank you very much. Good night.
Joe's Bowling Alley. Do you have 15-pound balls? Sure do. Then how do you hold up your pants?
Thank you. Oh. Thank you. Well, I came here tonight, obviously, really. And but I came on the train and they gave this announcement out at Victoria Station and it said, there are beggars on this station. You're advised not to give them any money. I thought, what a cheek. How'd they like it if beggars are running up and down shouting, there's sod all chance of a train. You're advised not to buy a ticket. Cheek, innit? But people do, they go on about beggars and they moan about them all the time. They go, oh, there's beggars everywhere now. I don't give them any money, they only spend it on drink, unlike the rest of us. What'd they expect, though? You give a beggar 10p's and start looking through a Schreiber catalogue for a new fitted kitchen. Not, is it? Anyway. Today they said, oh, come down to Brighton. They said it's going to be hot and sunny and great and you'll get a tan, it'll be brilliant. What is it? That is fog, isn't it? It's freezing. That was terrible. I don't believe it. I mean, all I could do today, I couldn't sunbathe or anything. All I could do was go down onto the beach and just stand there in my coat and just pick up a few stones and chuck them in the sea. I sometimes think that's the only way we got the Isle of Wight. Just chucking them in. It's a bit of a shame because I'd bought this special suntan lotion. It's really strong. You know, you get different factors, factor 1, factor 5, factor 10. This one's Krypton factor. Really strong. It stops me getting sunburnt, so that's all right. I just get frostbite, go temporary snowblind. They're trying to... May Day Bank Holiday, last May Day Bank Holiday may even be the last May Day Bank Holiday, isn't it? Because there's some of these mental rampant MPs or something just going to say, oh, May Day, it's a bit lefty, we better get rid of it. We better put the bank holiday in October. You think, oh, yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? At least then we know it's going to get dark at 3 and piss down the rain all day long. Take the suspense out of it, wouldn't it, really? Actually, the weekend that really confuses me is Easter. Because you think, you know, 2,000 years of Christianity and they still can't decide on the date, can they? It's different every year. And then somebody told me that they decide Good Friday by just working out the first Friday after a full moon in Lent. I think, well, obviously, perfect logic. That's how British Rail sort out their super savers. Well, still, we can't be negative now because it's great now, isn't it? Because the green shoots have been seen and they're everywhere, aren't they? Because the recovery's here. Oh, yes. Because I'm glad they found it, because I'd totally lost where it was. Because I remember it being at the end of the tunnel, wasn't it? Then it was just over the horizon. Then it was just round the corner. Then we went into the second dip, and after that I just got travel sick and threw up over the telly. The only thing I gathered about all that economics was everybody was going through misery and everything to make inflation 2%. And you think, well, why don't they just tell us it's 2%? We're not going to be none the wiser. We don't know what the hell it is anyway, do you? But neither do they, so that's all right. That's John, poor John Major, he's just lost it, hasn't he? It's all going bad, it's all going wrong. Oh dear, shame that thing. Because he was no genius when he took over, was he? And he's just got worse and worse. Brain cells have just been dropping like flies. He's just thinking, oh dear, he was trying to sort out too much. He just took on too much. He's trying to sort out Bosnia, Europe, the economy. How he expects to do all that and still present blockbusters, I don't know. Lost that job in the end as well, no? Couldn't even sort out the Grand Nationals, it turned out, either, could he? People in Manchester were really fed up about that, because they say, oh, Grand National, it showed us all up, shows we can't arrange anything now, we won't get the Olympics. Like they were going to, anyway. Because I just think most people going for the Olympics, most athletes, just to get an exotic holiday somewhere, don't they? They think, oh, no, 15 years of training, they'd end up in Manchester. Do the 800 metres and go home for their tea. Oh, I don't need to stay in the Olympic Village. My Auntie Doreen lives round the corner. But if you do go anywhere, the worst thing is when you get your photos back. You got your little pack, you look forward to getting your photos, you get them back, they're all rubbish, aren't you? You get them out of focus, got a little sticker on them saying, out of focus. Well, you get it overexposed, it's got a sticker on it saying, overexposed. Well, you got your thumb in it, it goes, thumb in it? Yes, I know, thank you. You just think, how far are they going to take this? You know, you get your wedding photos back with, you're not marrying this tosser written across the... So thanks a lot, enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
Lucy and Ethel, Thelma and Louise, and now Patsy and Adina. Watch them on Absolutely Fabulous, the controversial hit British comedy that's got class in a classless, tasteless sort of way. Watch Absolutely Fabulous Monday night at 8:30 here at Comedy Central. You're watching Comedy Central.
Good evening. Good evening. For the many of you who think I'm Chris Evans, my name is Barry Cryer, one of the better of the cheaper acts. I can only assume I've been booked as a stark contrast to the young, thrusting performers you're going to see tonight. My CV would make you lose the will to live, but I owe it to you that I was born in Leeds in 1900 and typing error. I'm a BA English failed of Leeds University, which is absolutely true. I failed due to the outbreak of the Second World War, which was 16 years before, but upset me very deeply. Oh, please. And ever since then, I've been writing for, and indeed to, a lot of comedians. That's all I do. I have 1 or 2 sidelines. I sing the national anthem at cockfights. I do PR for Vinnie Jones. I'm working on a new screenplay, Gandhi 2. He's back, and this time he's mad. And I'm writing a biography of Kylie Minogue entitled Superstar, Jesus Christ. And I'm a failed novelist, a sort of Truman Caput, and that's my favourite, and it's the best it's ever gone. No, I am old. I've been around a hell of a long time. I was in radio before sound. I remember when Jimmy Young was. I'm 58 and people call me middle-aged. How many 116-year-old men do you know? It's worrying. But I love the contemporary scene. I mean, there's a continuity about comedy now. Aid Edmondson is Norman Wisdom on speed. You know, the tradition goes through. God bless you, move about a bit. Ben Elton reminds me of an older, more traditional comedian. Ben Elton, actually. And Arthur Smith reminds me of me. Arthur and I are fellow dissolutes. We're smokers and drinkers, you know. Arthur and I have a great rapport. Arthur's down to 3 patches a day. I'm on an alcohol diet, which is working. Last week I lost 3 days. I went to see Eddie Izzard the other week in London. I thought he was great. Went round for a chat with Ed afterwards. He said, do you enjoy wearing women's clothes? I said, only if they fit. So, you know, it's a sort of scene that I can tune in with. I collect show business memorabilia. I've got a very rare Polaroid of Paul Merton laughing at somebody else's joke. And I've got a TV set that doesn't pick up Tony Slattery. You know, But here we are in a tent in Brighton. Very sentimental for me. I met my wife in Brighton, and I thought she was at home with the kids. It was an amazing moment. No, it's really nice, the whole continuity of the thing. And I'm here tonight knowing you're a smart, sophisticated audience. That's what I know. Heard a guy earlier asking for a Martinez. The barman said, surely you mean a martini? He said, if I'd wanted to, I'd have asked for them. Anyway, no, enough of that. Sort of audience that eats muesli out of a wok. He's from Scotland, which doesn't make him a bad person. The government have announced that Scotland will be granted its independence and then immediately repossessed. But he's here with us now. He's a veteran of the Comedy Store, the Fringe, everywhere else. Here in the Marquee at Brighton, will you welcome the one, the only, Fred Macaulay!
Thanks a lot. I was actually going to try and conceal the fact that I'm Scottish. I'm from Scotland, but it's out now, you might as well know that. Scotland, or as you would call it in the weather forecast down here, North Britain. And I used to think that Scottish people had the prerogative to talk shite, but no, there are people better at it than the Scots, the Americans. And this was brought home to me when I was on holiday there last year. I was in Florida. I took my wife and my kids to Walt Disney World. And we were in Orlando. I don't know if you've ever been there, but we went to the MGM studios. We had a nice day. We then went for an ice cream, right? So I bought 3 ice creams for the kids. I bought an ice cream sundae for myself, and I bought an ice cream for my wife. The woman that was serving me then came out with an incredible line. This is true. She said to me, "Are you German?" And I said, "No, I'm Scottish." And she said, "I always get you mixed up." And I said, "Well, we speak English." I said, "It's an old Scottish habit of ours. We always speak the language of our most recent oppressors." I said, "But we are taking the precaution of learning German." And she continued with this talking nonsense because she then said to me, "Did you come here by train?" I said, "Yes, the 9:30 Glasgow to Orlando." I couldn't believe it. I got caught up in the mood of it. I said, "Can you tell me where I can hire a car? We want to go to Hawaii." And it wasn't just in America that this happened. It was I was flying from London back up to Glasgow recently, and I was sitting on the airplane, and there was an American chap next to me, a chap and his wife. This man's name was Todd. That was his surname. His Christian name was Todd. And his wife, she was called Todd as well. And Todd was an engineer. He worked for the Lockheed organisation, and he was involved in the stealth bomber project, and he was in Britain looking for them. Sent them to the Gulf, and they haven't been seen since. And he said to me, there's another true story. Todd leaned over to me and he said, "And where are you going to, Fred?" I said, "We're on an aeroplane." The clue was on the ticket, right? No, don't clap. I thought maybe I was being facetious, so I said, "I'm going to Glasgow." And he said, "So are we." And I'm fed up actually seeing Scottish people getting drunk and stereotyping themselves, making a fool of themselves. And recently I was on a train, and I had to get back home to Glasgow. I'd been in York, had to get from York to Glasgow. The only way I could do it was to get the 7:33 train in the morning from York to Glasgow. Got on the train, 7:33, sat down, opened my book, got a cup of coffee. 4 Glasgow Rangers football supporters got on, sat diagonally opposite me and stereotyped themselves. At 7:33 in the morning, they got a crate of lager out. Honest to goodness. And the beholder of the crate says to his pal, "Do you want a drink, big man?" And he said no, which surprised me. In fact, I'll quote, he said, "Stuff me, no. I'm still pissed from last night." And I knew the big man was going to have a drink. But you know, he didn't have a drink until 7:42. For 9 minutes, he held off. No, not having a drink. 9 minutes. The Scottish equivalent of Lent, right? And actually, maybe I'm disgracing the Scots, because actually only 3 of them were Scottish. They were all called Davy. And their friend was from York. He was called David. And they stereotyped themselves. By 8 in the morning, they'd had a drink, they got drunk, they had a game of cards, they had a fight, because Davy was cheating. Apparently, you can't say snap with a 7 and a 9, even if they are the same colour. It's terrible. But the point of this is that I spotted that the big man had a tattoo. There in his left hand, I saw G-E-R-S, like that. And I expected to see R-A-N to make up Rangers. But no, he had F-I-N there. He had fingers. Wrists up here. He did. Mum and Dad on his forearm, in case he was ever asked who his parents had been. And I love looking out for tattoos. You see the professional tattoo, you also see the homemade job. I don't know how much this will mean to you people, but in Glasgow, I have seen the homemade tattoo that says Patrick Thistle FC. And I don't do too much politics, but it is a surprise to me that we've still got a Tory government. Not because of Norman Lamont's brilliant economic policy with the interest rates, no. I think it's a surprise to me we've still got a Tory government because last year, when faced with the problem of pit bull terriers, they decided that these dogs should be tattooed. As if they weren't hard enough already, for crying out loud. I saw a pit bull, dad in one paw, bitch in the other. It was terrifying. And it's law now that pit bulls have to be muzzled. And apparently if you see somebody and he's out and he's got his pit bull and it hasn't got a muzzle, you can make a citizen's arrest. Well, hands up, who's going to do that? I see your pit bull hasn't got a muzzle. I'll be making it. What the hell are you doing? Shouldn't that say Patrick? Anyway, I think that's just about enough from me. You've been a lovely audience. I hope you enjoyed it at home. That's all from me, Fred Macaulay. Good night. Thank you. Thank you.
You're in my f***ing house.
Thank you. Thank you, Brigton. Thank you kindly. Nice to be here. Came down today, came on the train. Well, I didn't come on the train, obviously. No, it was a nice train. It's one of them ones where you can walk up and down. It's those trains where you can't get out of either end of the carriage. Other ones I can't be doing with. You know, where you get on and that's your carriage for the journey. There's no corridor and there's always a murderer in the corner somewhere. Just you and me then for the journey, is it? You are the murderer. You are. And there's no way out of either end. That's the result for you in your trade, isn't it? That's very good. Don't think me rude. I'm a smoker. I'm a smoker. This is a non-smoking carriage. I should go in another one. I'll just fucking get out the door. They've got those door handles, that old lump of metal in the little metal box so you can break all your fingernails off. No one's ever opened one of them in the history of British Rail. Can you help me with it? No, you're the murderer. You want me to stay? I'll push the window down. I'll push the window down. Hello? Hello? I can't open the window. Can you open the door for me? Yeah, there's plenty of room. There's only two of us, but one of us is going to die. Can you open the door? Don't walk away. Don't walk away. I don't like those trains. And if you don't get murdered, you get roasted alive by the heating under the seats. We had that iron grill there under the seat with the flames licking out underneath it. Some little bloke stoking it away like an old Roman furnace. You put your bag down, it melts into the floor. Your frozen fish fingers are all swimming off like that. Your shoes are sticking down. You can't. Your socks are on fire. My socks are burning. Stop the train. Sock fire. That's the only reason they have sock shop at every terminus. I know. Of course, my worst station is King's Cross because they had a fire at King's Cross, which might have been a socket. I don't know if it was or not. But they rebuilt the station exactly the same. Exactly, brick for brick, the same. I said to them, have you got any sprinklers? They said, no, mate, a bit pricey. Got a ticket? I said, no, mate, a bit pricey. How can it be safer? They claim it's safer because they've got automatic ticket barriers and they all open if they hit one button. You're now allowed to run away in event of fire. This is a whole new arrangement. Because the old arrangement was you started it, you put it out. But now you're allowed to run. If they open, I've been there and there's been one barrier working. Have you had that? You can't find a working barrier? What happens if there's 2,000 blokes and they're all rushing out and there's a 94-year-old woman's found the only working barrier? And she can't find her ticket in her handbag. And no one's helping her, everyone's buffeting against her. Come on, you old biddy, get through the barrier. Can't find my ticket, don't rush me. Come on, we haven't got all day. Stop it, stop pushing. Handbag bursts open, lavender pours out of it. Get back, everyone, there's lavender everywhere. Come on, right back, it's not funny. There's lavender on the concourse. She's rummaging about. Oh, I found it. Do you want a humbug for a minute? No, I'm all right for sweets. Thanks a lot. Jess, I've accidentally crocheted around it. That's what I've done. You'll have to wait while I unpick. I'll just pop it in. They always pop it, don't they? They pop everything. As soon as I get over 80, everything starts popping. It's the only verb I know. Pop over and see me. Pop, pop, pop. What are you talking about? Pop to the shops, pop to your aunties, pop to the library, pop your coat on, it's cold. Pop, pop. Pop the cake in the oven, pop the oven on, pop the cake out, pop a bit in your mouth, pop to the loo, pops out the other end. What's popping? Is there a noise in their head that's going off all the time that they can hear? Oh, my ticket's popped out. It came out, there was no sound. Pop through the barrier. Pop down the escalator, pop under a train, that'd be good. And everyone swarms past her. They fill the train up like liquid. They're all sitting down. No one's giving her a seat. She's dangling in the middle of the train. The only one standing. I'm 94. Arthritis. Angina. Alzheimer's. That's just the A's. Then someone cracks, "Oh, have my seat, you old hag. I hope you're dying it." And she sits down and starts knitting. Nothing wrong with her at all. And my grandma's like that. She was devious. She'd feign illness all day and then knit you a jumper in 15 seconds. And it's there in front of you. And you can't wear it. It's shaped like a starfish. Can't wear it. Can't wear that, Gran. It's a starfish you're knitting it. I can't wear that one. There's another one. Gran, there's no neck on that one, is there? Gran, pack it in with a knit in, will you? Is that a neck hole? That's too small, isn't it? Really, Gran? Gran, pack it. Stop knitting now. Don't knit anymore, all right? You hate me? You hate me? Don't hate you. It's excessive knitting. Your parents come home. You've upset your grandmother. Vicious little sod. 8 years old. She'll be here tomorrow. You'll be wearing that jumper. It won't go over my head. Look at the neck on it. We'll help you put it on then, shall we? No. You're on the kitchen table, butter all over your head, sellotaping your ears down. Well, Brigton, I have to leave you. You've been a pleasure. Thanks a lot and good night. Cheers.
Great sketch comedy comes in small doses. Watch 30 minutes of short bursts of comedic inspiration on Small Doses. Next. Only Comedy Central gives you big laughs in small doses.
You pansy, it's a rat! Jesus!
Watch it. See a new episode next, only at Comedy Central.
I'd really like to apologize for this macho outburst.
Kills me how they're still trying to blame rock music on stuff. You know, a little while ago, Ozzy Osbourne just beat a rap for some parents thought that their kid committed suicide due to one of his songs. I mean, what a crock this is. You know, that the fact that, any form of music can make you want to kill yourself? Well, polka. All right, polka, yeah. You put me in a lift with a guy with a accordion. All right, polka, all right. But, you know, think about it. I mean, rock music, come on. When I was growing up, I worshipped the Beatles. I thought they were gods. But if they would have come up to me personally and went, you know, Paulie Jones and Ringo, and I was thinking you should kill yourself. Yeah, there's a new Stones album out right now. Thanks. Plenty of choices on the rack. Of course, the heavy metal bands can't win either. I mean, if Ozzy came out with a song that went, don't kill your parents, go to school, brush your teeth after every meal. There'll still be kids getting in trouble out there sitting in court going, oh, I thought he was being sarcastic. That's a no-win situation. Because I have a problem with people that even flirt with death. How many people have tried this bungee cord jumping thing? A few people? I can't imagine my life ever getting that boring that I have to be thrown over a bridge. Tied to an elastic band on my ankle. I can't take it anymore. All right, I can take the office for another week. All right. Want another memo, throw me over. I never thought there'd be a sport that would make skydivers go, what are you guys, nuts? At least we have parachutes. Yeah, skydiving's so much safer. A little while ago, my friends tried to make me go skydiving. There's no way I'm going. They tried to convince me every possible way. You know, you pack your own chute, man. Nobody touches your chute. You pack your own chute. You're the master of your own destiny. You pack your own chute. I can't pack my own lunch. I'm not packing a chute. I can't make a good bet. I'm not packing something my life depends on. Think about it. You could have 15 chutes. They could all screw up. No. Ah! Then what? You get about 2.5 minutes of floating in the air. 2.5 minutes before you hit the ground. If I have to die, I want it to be quick and painless. Accent on the quick, little pain. Okay, but quick. That's the main thing, quick. And 2.5 minutes of floating in the air. Yeah. After a minute, you get tired of screaming. Ah, ah. Then what? You got about a minute and a half before you hit the ground. Time enough for you to think about it. Oh, great. Man. Well, this is gonna hurt. Can't believe I let those jerks talk me. Quick and painless, that's what I want. Kills me how some people are so fearless doing those things, and yet they're afraid to shake hands with a gay guy because they might catch something. Oh, please. The United States is so homophobic now, it just kills me. You know, all this stuff about the gays in the military? You want to know the real problem with this? The real problem about gays in the military is straight men are worried that gay men are going to start treating them like they treat women. There's your real problem. All these guys are afraid, you know, they think they're going to be coming on the shower like, hey. Yeah, no means no, man. My mouth and my eyes, they both say no, man. It just kills me, all these guys. Oh, as soon as the gay guys see us nude, they're going to attack us. You could hear the whole gay community going, oh, please. Don't flatter yourself. What they're really afraid of is being rejected by both sexes. Wait a minute. What? Women don't want me, men don't want me, and animals are afraid of me. Bad means bad, man. All right. Why is it, though, always on TV and in the movies, gay men are always portrayed as the effeminate stereotype? Why is that? Why is it always the effeminate stereotype? Why isn't it just two guys? Just two guys that happen to be gay, you know? We'll watch the game, have a few beers, they'll have sex later. Beautiful, all right. Hey, a commercial, we got a couple of minutes. All right. You want to talk? No, do you? Oh, the game's back on. Beautiful. Hey, I forgot your birthday. That's okay, I forgot yours. Beautiful. Think about it, two guys would be great, you know? Want to go to a movie? Oh, what time does it start? 5 minutes? Here's your cap, let's go. All your priorities in the right area. You know, you get that 60-inch color TV before you get the dining room set. You know, is the card table broken? Let's get the TV. Beautiful. Right now, there's some guys thinking about, I don't know, I've never thought of it that way. Thank you very much. Good night.
Duck and cover. Who else but Comedy Central would allow this to go on? It's The Vacant Lot. 4 guys who think of comedy as a kamikaze mission.
Are you laughing at me? Are you laughing? Shut up! Shut your freaking goofball!
Experience the danger of The Vacant Lot, Friday at 9:30 here at Comedy Central. And don't forget your helmet.